As you know, for a couple of weeks ago I showed you the ARRMA XL by TpParts Rc-Xtreme that I've been working on for a month or two, and I've already tested it, and it's quite fast for its size. I've been working on a new project that I started just before Christmas, and some of you have already seen it. I mean, you can see it on Instagram or Facebook or TpParts RcXtreme on Facebook. So I wanted to show you what I've been doing the last couple of days. I started this one just before Christmas. I got my hands on a rolling Typhoon, and this car is I put it back to be a buggy again. It's what I call it, the ARRMA Typhoon or Mini Talio, with the extended hex from Creighton and a truck body and so on. And this car have the shock towers from POS phase 1. It's carbon fiber, 6 millimeters. So it's going to be quite fun to drive this again, which means my ARRMA Creighton SWB6S is put back together, and that car I haven't been driving for, say, 6-7 months probably. As you can see, this is my ARRMA Granite 6S with a custom lipo trace on the sides, and it has almost the same wheelbase as a 1/8 scale buggy, almost. Well, here it is, and I even named it with a friend's help. It's the ARRMA Siren 6S BLX by TpParts RcXtreme, 1/10 scale. It has the same wheelbase as the Granite, which is 1/10 scale, with transmission, arms, shocks, towers, everything from a 1/8 scale ARRMA car, and nothing else from another brand or so, which is quite impressive. So how did I do it? A lot of will and thinking, brainstorming. First of all, I did some research. How could I get the 1/8 scale buggy shorter? Well, the front center shaft is 116 millimeters, if I'm not wrong, and the rear is 82. So why not test to move the rear to the front and shorten the front end of the chassis, 34 millimeters. So I passed by my local hobby shop and got a rolling Typhoon, and from there I started. Let me pick it up here. Oh. So you can see it. I just painted the body yesterday and some stickers. It's a Proline Ford F100 66 with some old school stickers that are located on the inside, and same with this one. I had some in the hobby room home, and the paint, it was a mistake. The gas in the spray can was empty, so well, I think it's pretty decent. So let's talk about the chassis. I hope you can see this. You see there are a lot of old holes here, and this is just a, how you say it, a prototype. I mean, I can't pay $400, $500, $600 to make this chassis, and it's not working as I expected, so I did one myself. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy either. So what I did was I straightened out the kick up, and I had an old ARRMA Creighton, or a new one, bottom chassis. So I measured from the front gearbox holes 34 millimeters towards the rear, and also the rear front holes. I marked that, and I placed the Kraton chassis above, and I started to mark out all the holes that I needed. The steering posts, the rear suspension axle mount, the gearbox holes, and one problem is how you say it, this one for the differentials. My first thought was to use a friend's press, hydraulic press, to make one myself, but I just dremeled it and it's spinning freely, but then it's not too thick in that area, but I think it will survive. So the only parts or the only tools I used to make this was a steel saw, Dremel with a cutting disc, and a sanding drum, and some other tools, and a lot of will. So this wasn't too hard. So when the front gearbox was attached, just attached the rear one, and it was basically done. I changed to heavy duty wing mount. Another thing is I'm using the ARRMA Kraton XS to get a wider stance, and the problem is they're using dog bones in the rear, and they were out at the local harbor shop, so I'm running CVDs on all four corners. I hope it will last, and I think it will. I'm gonna take the body off so you can see how I arranged it inside. It's not a lot of room. I mean, you have the ESC, you have the transmitter, not transmitter, I mean the receiver box. So I'm just gonna take off the body here. So in the rear, the body mounts I'm using, it's the for the ET Max. I think there were pro ones with the locking nuts, and in the front the regular one with body clips. And this, like I said, is a Ford F100 Ford Tremendous stem. So this is it. The ARRMA Siren 6S BLX by TpParts. I did a custom front body mount, and you can see here I have attached them here. I had to cut out for the tower mount in the gearbox here, and in the rear, see if you can see that here. They are direct fit, and that's awesome. And you see there's not a lot of room in this car. The receiver box, I placed it between the motor and the servo. The lipo tray is stock, and the side guards. This is most personal look. It was too wide, so I cut them, and I'm only using the front. And the speedo is placed on a carbon fiber bracket that are attached to the motor mount, and it's a harbor wing quick run, old classic one. I hope it will stay in place after some sessions. What more? Yeah, like I said, I'm using the Kraton X, and the tire and the rims. The one I use here are the X-Ray XT8 Trugger rims that I have removed the outer glue bead, and I have narrowed the rim and sanded the glue bead, and the tires, as you can see, they are Proline Badlands 2.8. You don't need to do anything about them, just stretch them over and glue them in place. All diffs are trimmed, and the shocks also. I'm using 30 in the rear. It's a little bit too soft or thin. I was out of 32.5, and in the front I'm using 35 as usual on all my cars actually, and it feels really good. And I also did the rear suspension arm mod, added an extra hole, you can see here, for more out travel, and this is Team Durango trigger wing. So time for a maiden round, I hope. So let's see how this goes, and I'll be back with a small review what I thought about this truck, and I hope it will work. It's well, that's it. And if you like this video, please subscribe, like, share. And another thing, lately I've been very busy, family, kids, wife, work, bad weather, so that's one of the reasons there have been not so many bashing videos up, but after New Year, which are tomorrow, I hope I can get back on track. And this grabber pit is just soaked with water, it's just mud, so I'm gonna look for the weather ain't the best, so thanks for watching, bye bye.